Hello, good evening, folks. How you doing today? How was your day? Let me know if you can hear me, right?
Okay, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Like,
good afternoon. We can hear you.
thanks for confirming, right? So we're gonna give 2 minutes more for waiting for the rest, right?
Understood.
Okay, folks, we're gonna start. The content, folks, that we're gonna cover today are the principles like beneficence, autonomy, justice, and responsibility, right? So remember that in the previous session we have been discussing some values, some ethical values, and some principles as well. So today we're gonna continue talking about the same thing. Okay. So the objectives that we got for this session are identify the fundamental principles of professional ethics through real life scenarios, analyze professional situations using ethical reasoning and appropriate terminology, and the last one, apply ethical principles to propose responsibly and fair solutions to professional dilemmas, right? So here we got an introduction that I would like to some of you to read this, please. Okay, Fanny, go ahead.
Thank you. Good night. Okay, introduction. A personal ethics plays a fundamental role in guiding the behavior and decisions of individuals in any profession. Ethical principles help professionals act responsible, respect others, and contribute positively or to society. In this session, we will explore four essential ethical principles that guide professionals' conduct: bene- beneficence, autonomy, justice, and responsibility. Understanding these concepts allows professionals to make informed decisions, resolve ethical dilemmas, and maintain trust in their professional relationships.
Okay, thank you, Fanny. Thank you. Yes, as you can appreciate on the screen, folks, remember that professional ethics, it's something that we have to take into account every single day in our work, in our professional life, right? So don't forget that we also have personal ethics, right? That they are interconnected between personal ethics and professional ethics because we have to be the same person no matter the place where we are, right? And when we talk about ethical, professional ethic, folks, means that we have to study it in the way that we have to act. And of course, in a responsibly way, as she mentioned, we have to respect others and contribute positively to the society. As Fanny mentioned, we have the four essential ethical principles that we're going to cover today. As I mentioned before, like beneficence, autonomy, justice, and responsibility, right? So, as you know, folks, in every session, I like to start with some speaking questions. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, 2 minutes for analyzing and interpreting these questions that you're seeing on the screen, and then we're gonna discuss it, right? Just 2 minutes.
Wow.
Let me know when you're ready, right? Okay, Fanny, we're gonna start with you. Please read the first question and then provide your answer.
Okay. Have you ever seen someone behave unethically at work or school? And what happened? And yes, that happened in my last job. That was my boss. And I think that the unethical behavior that she did was because in that environment, to create a fun environment, she used to like describe the physique of the person, and to create an environment, a fun environment, she like to bother them. So for me, it's unethical behavior, because at the end we are in a work. It's supposed to be that all of that we are in the building, we are professional without adults, and I don't really like that behavior for her, because it's supposed to be that she need to be ethical in the
Mm-hmm.
work. So I didn't like that attitude of her. And yeah, I didn't like the kind of things that she tried to do to create a fun environment. And for me, when we are in a work environment, it's supposed to be that we need to manage our time and, what's the word, to treat each other with respect, with respectful. So to be really honest, unfortunately, I have seen that unethical behavior for her.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do we have another opinion for the first question? What about at university? Have you ever experienced, for example, by seeing one of your peers copying or cheating on the tests? Okay, let's move on to question number 2. Why is trust important in professional relationships? Janisha, go ahead.
Okay, for me, is important because it helps people work together effectively. When coworkers trust each other, they communicate better, solve problems more easily, and create a positive work environment. And it also improves teamwork and productivity.
Okay, thank you, Janisha. Let's see the question number 3. Do professionals always have a responsibility to help others, and why? Yes, Judith, go ahead.
Well, I think professionals have some responsibility to help others, especially when they have the knowledge or the skill to do it. For example, a doctor can help the patient if he can, and the teacher can help a student understanding something. However, I don't think professionals have to solve every problem for every single one person. They have also their own responsibilities and limits there. They have their own world too. So I think helping others is important, but there should also be a balance between that two.
Okay, thank you, Judith. Thank you. Now let's see the question number 4, folks. Do you think rules are enough to ensure ethical behavior? Why or why not? What do you think? Belen, Jefferson, Antonio? Question number 4. Do you think rules are enough to ensure ethical behavior? Why or why not? Yes, Fanny, go ahead.
I think that is not enough because, okay, we have the rules and we need to follow them, but some people doesn't do it, didn't do it. So it's not enough because at the end we are ethical also is for our values as a person. So I don't think it's enough because what I'll say before, we need to follow the rules, but if we are not or we not develop the our values as a person, the rules aren't enough.
Yeah. Something important that you have mentioned there, it's that ethical behavior, remember, folks, that depends on the personal values that we have as a human being, right? As he mentioned before, like integrity, loyalty, reliability, and so on, right? Antonio, go ahead. The same question.
Yeah, good afternoon. Just
Afternoon.
regarding the same question, rules are not enough to ensure ethical behavior because they cannot cover every situation and people can still find ways to break them. Key reasons include loopholes, a lack of personal care, and blind obedience. Even though there are rules, there are some ignorant that still break them.
Yeah. Remember that rule, folks, are like instructions or guidance, right? Let's see question number 5. What is more important for you folks? Following rules or doing what is morally right? Yes, Antonio, go ahead. Okay, Belen.
Okay, in my opinion, doing what is morally right is more important than simple following rules because regulations are not always perfect or fair, while rules are necessary to maintain social order in organizations. They can sometimes be outdated, unjust, or fail to cover complex humans. Personal morality and ethics guides us to protect human dignity and make the right choice even when the law does not explicitly demand. Thanks.
Okay, Belen, okay. Belen, I got a question for you. Do you work?
¿Cómo dice?
Do you work?
Que si yo trabajo.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good. So in the university, do you do morally only the things morally, or do you follow the instructions or rules that this institution has? Or you combine both?
No le entendí muy bien, la verdad.
I mean that, okay, you told me that you don't work. So let's suppose at the university. So all of the things that you do in the university are morally only, or sometimes you follow some rules of the institutions?
Mm, sorry.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Don't worry. Okay, folks, let's see the question number 6. Should professionals always respect a person's decision, even if they think it is wrong? What do you think, folks? Judith, Palacios, Jefferson?
Okay. I think professionals should respect a person's decision, but that doesn't mean that they have to agree with it. If they think the decision of the show that they are making is wrong, you can tell them the possible result of that choice. For example, a professional can say, I understand your decision, but I think there could be another option. At the end, people have the right to make their own decisions. I think the important thing is to respect them without forcing my ideas on him, just sharing my knowledge
Or
and
or
my
mhm.
mhm, mhm,
Some
my
people
knowledge.
says,
Mhm.
sorry. On some people say that, okay, you quite know that you're doing the wrong thing, but I respect your opinion.
Okay, yes. Or I have been in that situation, and that could be possible happen, and I shared this with you. That now is your turn to make your decision.
Yeah, good. Fanny, would you like to add something else for the same question?
Yes, actually, I agree with that opinion because you need to respect, um, so a professional need to respect the decision for all what is only is a private thing because
Mhm.
we are talking about work. We need to follow the rules. We need to do the best thing for the job. So I can respect the decision, the private decision of the person, but it's about something about work. We need to share ideas and at the end choose the better option for the job.
Okay, okay, thank you. And the last question, folks, I need to volunteer 2 opinions for the last question. Why do societies expect professionals to behave ethically? Antonio, go ahead.
Yes, to me, societies expect professionals to behave ethically, to build public trust, protect vulnerable people, and
Mhm.
ensure accountability. That's the reason why they have, I would say, the skills that ordinary citizens do not possess. I'm sorry. So
Mhm.
that's the reason why we expect professionalism and from them, because they have more knowledge. They know how to protect people who are in need, and that's the way. That's to me, that's the meaning being a professional.
Okay, good. Who else? One more, please, for the same question. Jefferson, Judith, Fanny, Belen. Okay, go ahead, Fanny.
Okay, why do societies expect professionals to behave ethically? Um, so society expect that the professionals act or have a behavior ethically because at the end, when we study for something, we want to develop our careers. We need to demonstrate or be able to help the people to understand or affront different situations and to
Mhm.
act actually because it's supposed to be that we learn how to act in that way. So for example, right now we are learning about ethical, how to be ethical. So in a society, I think most of them expect that ethically or the professional source act in a behavior ethical behavior. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Thank you, folks. Thank you. I really appreciate your participation here. So let's move on to the principles that I mentioned at the beginning, folks. That I mentioned at the beginning of the session, right? And beneficence, folks, remember that refers to the ethical duty of professional to act in ways that promote the well-being of other people's, right? And it means that making decision and taking actions that aim to help people improve uh, with the beneficence, improve the conditions, and prevent harm whenever possible, right? And some of the characteristics, the main characteristics that we got for the principle, folks, as you can appreciate on the screen, are that beneficence it focuses on promoting, right, the well-being of others, encourages professional to act in the best interest of clients or society, also involves preventing harm and reducing risks, as I mentioned before, and requires professionals to consider the positive impact of their decisions. So that would be the most principal and main characteristics of beneficence. And what about autonomy, folks? Do you have some idea or what comes to your mind when you hear autonomy? Well, remember, folks, that autonomy, it's the principle that recognizes the right of individuals to make their own decisions, right? Based on the values that that person has and preferences, right? And something important with this principle, folks, is that it emphasizes respecting people's ability to think independently and choose what they believe it's best for their lives, right? So on the screen, as you can appreciate on the right side, close to autonomy, we got the main characteristics like the promotion of independent decision making, the respectful individual freedom and personal choices, and the requirements of clearness and honest information, and so people can make informed decision. And the last one encourages professional to support rather than control individual choices, right? Now, regarding to justice, another ethical principle, folks, we can say that that justice refers to the ethical principles, right? That emphasizes fairness and equality when making decisions, right? Or distributing resources. And remember that it requires professionals to treat individuals partially and avoid discrimination of favoritisms. I don't know if you have heard in some institutions, especially universities in in our country, that some student says, I don't like the way that the teacher teaches because he or she got some favoritisms with this group. I don't know if you have experienced that, right? Or when you don't agree with the final result of the course, because remember that at the end, and something from my point of view as a teacher, something that I don't like to, it's at the end of the course, a student start comparing the result with your peers. Remember that the grades, it's based on what you did, based on what you delivered, right? Based on the quality of your work that you have delivered, right? So, but at the end, there are many students that they start comparing, right? So the other one, ethical principles, folks, and as you can appreciate on the screen, is the responsibility. Remember that the responsibility, folks, refers to the obligation that professionals have to act ethically, right? Fulfill the duties, his or her duties, and accept accountability for their actions, right? And decisions. And also, folks, something important with this ethical, it's that involves demonstrating integrity, reliability, and commitment to ethical standards. As I said before in the introduction, remember that when we talk about professional ethics and personal ethics, they are interconnected, right? Because as I said before, we have to be the same person no matter where we are. So if you're at work, if you're at university, if you're at home, so we have to put into practice the same personal values that we got as a human beings, right? Now, I would like to listen to some of you folks making a little recap, but just for ending, okay? So what do you think about these principles? If you have experienced or if you have put into practice in your work or in your studies or even at home. So we're gonna start with Janisha, Janisha Gomez. What do you think about the these kind of principles that we got in this meeting? I'm gonna come back here. So the principles, Janisha, it's beneficence, autonomy, justice, and responsibility. Based on that and the explanation, the information that I have provided, so have you ever put into practice those principles at work or at university or even at home?
Uh, yes. Well, first, I think principles are important because they help guide our decisions, especially in situations where there isn't an obvious right or wrong answer. And also, at my work, I always act honestly, respect my coworkers,
Mhm.
and I'm responsible with my job.
Okay, thank you, Janisha. Thank you. Jefferson, Antonio, Belen, Judith.
Just these are really important values that we can apply into our everyday life
Yeah.
because it will speak very good from your personality, from the perspective that how you act, how you have the ability to look for options when it comes to resolve a problem. Also, acting with good ethical will make people trust in you, and everything is worth it.
Okay, good, good. And we're gonna close with Fanny. Fanny, go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I put in all these principles in my life, not only in my professional life, I like to add it in my personal life because at the end, that's all principles define me like as a person. So I really like to treat them with respectful because I want to see respect. I need to demonstrate respect from others. Also, to be honest, justice. I really like to demonstrate that we need to create justice when it's supposed to be. And I really like to put it in my life, in my personal life, every single day to demonstrate myself that I can be a better person every single day. So I really like to add like that. And also, if I had the opportunity to learn something new from someone, I'm, I'm going to take it because I think it's very important to communicate each other and learn as much as possible we can.
Okay, thank you, Fanny. Thank you. Okay, folks. That has been all for this session, folks. Really appreciate your effort, your time, your participation, and take for granted that you will receive your reward at the end of the course. Okay, so remember that we're about in a couple of sessions or weeks we will be finishing the course, and the only thing that I would like to recommend you to suggest you is to read carefully the instructions of the homework that we got in every single week, and try to complete it on time. Okay, so don't forget that if you don't understand something about the homework, so you can ask through WhatsApp group or through my personal WhatsApp, and I will be able to help you, right? So if no more questions, folks, that has been all for today, and see you next session, right? Have a good night, all.
Thank
Good night.
you so
Good
much.
night,
Thank you.
teacher.
Bye bye.
Thank
So
you.
that's time for all
Bye
of you,
bye.
right?
Thank you, teacher.